Hey, welcome to Bass and Bonsai.
That's how we do it. Mwah. That's exactly how you do it. Hello everybody, welcome to Bass and Bonsai. Let's jump down here and take a look at all these baits close up. Alright, not sure what order I'll show these in, but lastly I'm going to get to my topwater box, which is mainly hard baits. Got a few of these hollow-bodied frogs, which are soft. And there's my favorite in that color. Not really sure if I like this guy at all or not. Caught a couple fish on this. I'm still going to have to use this. I don't know if I think that's gotten, any advantage. I think this may be overall better for me. I did find that little thing there can get you caught up to where there's no way. I've never had this get caught up in gunk. I've had it caught on a tree or two here and there. But in the nasty, gunky, mossy stuff, I have had this. It needs to, as soon as it hits, you really need to start moving it. It can get hung up in the nastiest of stuff. But haven't used it a ton. What I got today to add is just a different color of this guy. And look for the video if you want to see how I rig them up. I won't rig this one up for you. I will show you the difference is when you go buy one of these, and any of them, not even just the booyah popp'n pad crasher, but any hollow body frog is probably going to come with these crazy long legs. Work awesome for attracting a fish to you. The problem with the legs, you'll have littler fish and maybe even a big one. He may hit it further back and not get the bait right, is what I think happens anyway. So I like to shorten them. Now this one I think I may have went a hair too short, but I like to cut one off just a little bit. So cut one somewhere around there, and then the other one, see how I just have it just a hair up further. And they say it helps to walk the dog. I honestly don't know if it helps that or not, but I've always cut one just a tad shorter than the other because it may imitate the frog. He's moving one leg up, he's getting ready to move, kick, or do something, is my theory. You hardly ever see a frog just got, sometimes both legs are dangling, but just gives it a touch different look is why I do it. But there they are side by side. You can see these are all stuck together, but the difference when you cut the legs down a little. Like I said, I think I cut that one a little too far, and I cut them also just a hair on the regular one. I hardly ever throw this guy. I usually throw this one, and sometimes I'll pop it and then I'll start walking the dog with it. This one you can't pop, so he doesn't get thrown near as much. I did I think last year I picked up the black and yellow one just so I could sing that song Black and Yellow, but I don't think I've caught near the fish on anything other than this color. But with another color just to add to try out, since black and blue seems to be working on every other thing, I figured I'd try it on a topwater bait too. And of course, the whopper ploppers. I caught that big monster, almost the biggest bass of the year, is the longest, and longest I've caught in several years on the whopper plopper. I need to definitely go through these baits and put rubber bands back on them. But I also have the smallest one. I want to get that fat whopper plopper. It looks good. I don't think I saw it at Bass Pro Shops. I'm going to get one of those in a different color that I don't have, just to give them a little something different. When they're a little more subtle bite, I wanted something a little more natural looking that they can tell it's there by this spinning, but it's harder to make out exactly what it is. So that's why I went with that color. I do have a couple of these old devil horses, and I don't have any luck on them yet, but I don't throw them a lot. But I hear those are good baits to use, and so I picked them up on an old tackle box I bought. I went through, picked out some of the baits I wanted. So I still have them. I probably ought to just put them up on a shelf somewhere, but I'm not one to collect. I keep them in my tackle box and try to fish everything I own. And I even have one of these that came in that same box, just a frog. This is the crazy crawler, which now, you know, the pompadour is a big thing, but it's pretty much just this, shaped a little different. Does about the same thing. And I think that came from Emily, I believe. It's a live target popper, but I hardly ever throw anything like that because I throw my favorite thing in the world to throw. Not in this color. This is my favorite. When they're hitting topwater, usually the Pop Max, and I've talked about it before, that it doesn't just, you know, when you start walking the dog, it doesn't just do this, it twists. So each time it turns, it's giving a flash to that side. That's why I think color can be fairly important on these. Most topwater baits, just the bottom, they're looking down, and whatever color that bottom is, what they're seeing. But this is definitely one of those, when you're walking the dog anyway, and it also spits stuff through the, as you're pulling it when you do pop it. It just is something that if you've never thrown it in the water you fish and nobody else has, they haven't seen anything like it, and it does awesome. And it does awesome even once, you know, if you fish the same water. Like I've been fishing some of these ponds, for instance, for what, 5 years now? However long. Using these, but they still work. But then, and I'm not going to put the smaller ones in with my BFS stuff, but all of these other ones can be thrown with BFS gear. There's the Pop X, that was the Pop Max, you saw the bigger ones. I have the Pop X and then the baby Pop X, which I'm going to pick up a few more of these. And for whatever reason, see how these are all different. Like this one's got a different, they're not identical baits, just sized down. The mouths are made a little different on all these. See how that's got a bigger dish to it. These, now Emily did awesome with one. This thing pops like a crazy pop for no bigger than it is, better than any popper I've ever had. The baby Pop X. They make a loud bloom, and it's crazy how it sounds. This one not so much. Fairly good, and Emily was doing it in some weird, just like pulling it, not a pop, but like a pull, let off, pull, and that color right there, she tore me up fishing with that sucker. And I was throwing this one, which is close, but couldn't get the same result. Oh, I lost an eye. That sucks. Oh man, a one-eyed popper. But then there's been days where this guy, and I need to pick this color up in all the other sizes, because that white, crackly, white python color is awesome. And it's missing an eye too. Son, no wonder they don't work. They're blind. Blind one eye and can't see out of the other. But anyway, those are mainly my top waters, and I don't use a ton of others. Like I said, I'll throw a buzzbait occasionally. These little BFS, what I call BFS frogs. That frog you can throw on anything, but this guy just looks cute. He doesn't catch fish for crap. You kind of have the hook like on top. Supposedly it's weedless, something bites, and yeah, this thing's just kind of, I don't know why I have it anymore. This one I can get hits like crazy. I cannot set the hook on anything I get for nothing. I need to bend these hooks, I guess, way up further. But yeah, I have a hookup ratio is horrible with this. But man, you throw that little sucker out and pull it, and those little legs flopping, every little bass in the water will hit that thing. All right, there's topwater box. Knock it up, get out of here, go bass and bonsai, and thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, got a lot of videos coming. Get it! Yeah! It got it.